It's time to update one of my favorite Void 3.0 builds for Season 17. I've been remaking and updating this build for several seasons now, and it just keeps getting better every season. This build is great because you can take it in two different directions if you're doing high tier content or just grinding things like Nightmare Containment or Wellspring. We have two different setups to make you excel in either area. But first, have you ever done something amazing in a video game only to realize your recording software wasn't turned on, so you have no way of sharing that moment with your friends? That sucks, and you need to download Outplayed. Outplayed connects directly to your favorite games and instantly saves all of your highlights and clip-worthy moments without you even having to think. Did you hit a 7th column in the Crucible? Did you one-phase the raid boss? Outplayed can instantly clip it and ship it directly to Discord or any other social media site within seconds. I use it myself to capture all the clips in my videos, and it's completely free to download and use. Check my link in the description and never miss any of your favorite moments ever again. Huge thanks to Outplayed for sponsoring my channel. Now let's get back to the content. The base version of this build is going to revolve all around Handheld Supernova and Verity's Brow. Verity's Brow is a very powerful and very unique exotic, and it's important to understand how it works. The 4th magic intrinsic perk states that weapon final blows with a damage type that match our subclass grants a stack of death throws, which provides a grenade damage boost and grants us grenade regen. It stacks up to 5 times and grants us 20% increased damage per stack for a total of 100% bonus damage at 5 stacks, doubling the damage of our grenade. So naturally, we will be running void weapons with this to get the most out of Verities, and we have a very unique new special weapon to pair with it. The Hollow Denial Trace Rifle is new this season, and it can roll with a very unique void-centric perk, Repulsor Brace. Repulsor Brace makes it so that when we defeat a void debuffed target, we are granted a 45 HP overshield. You can stack this overshield over and over as long as you are defeating void debuffed targets, so anything that is weakened or volatile, when we defeat it, it will grant us an overshield. We can also pair this with Overload Trace Rifle this season for Overload champions if needed as well. In our kinetic slot, we will be using the ability regen GOAT, the Traveler's Chosen. Better than ever this season because of anti-barrier sidearm. The Traveler's Chosen gains a stack of Gathering Light with each kill, up to 10 stacks, and every stack improves the performance of the weapon, but we can also hold reload to cash in those stacks for massive ability regen. The Catalyst also grants this weapon Osmosis, turning it into a void weapon whenever we throw our grenade. This synergizes perfectly with Verity's Brow, granting us death throws on each kill, and will work perfectly with our grenade-centered build and all of the mods that we are running. That's the foundation of the build. Now let's take it to the next level with our subclass and mods. There is a dim loadout link in the description that will give you a template to get started. Remember, we will have two different versions of this build, one for regular content and one for higher tier content, so be sure to stick around to see both versions. Our Handheld Supernova setup will look like this. We're going to use Cataclysm Nova Bomb for max damage, Healing Rift, Pocket Singularity, and Magnetic Grenade. We will use the Chaos Accelerant aspect, which allows us to overcharge our grenade and transforms our magnetic grenade into Handheld Supernova. Handheld Supernova deals massive damage in a short-range blast in front of us, and it takes advantage of all of the benefits from Verity's Brow. It's very useful for one-shotting a lot of majors and ultras, and you can really pump out some huge single-target burst damage or use it to clear a pack of mobs instantly. We will also be using Child of the Old Gods, which gives us access to the Weaken debuff, which will allow us to weaken big targets before hitting them with Handheld Supernova, or to take advantage of Repulsor Brace on our Trace Rifle to gain constant overshield while clearing mobs. For our fragments, we will use Echo of Instability, which grants us volatile rounds on our void weapons whenever we get a grenade kill. Anytime we kill an enemy with Handheld Supernova, we will then have volatile rounds on all of our weapons. This makes for great ad clear with any of our weapons, and again, works with Repulsor Brace on our Trace Rifle to generate overshields. Next, we will use Echo of Starvation. Picking up an Orb of Power grants us Devour. This helps keep us alive in those close quarter situations and heals us to full after every kill. Finally, we will use Echo of Persistence to make our overshields and Devour last longer. This allows us to maintain momentum in a fight longer and ensures we can move from fight to fight easier. Now moving on to mods, we have a lot to go over here, but we will start off by taking Elemental Ordnance. This mod creates an elemental well that matches our subclass whenever we get a grenade kill. These wells will do a lot for us, but most importantly, they help us get our grenade back quickly by picking them up. Next, we will take bountiful wells. This allows our elemental well generation mods to stack and creates an additional well when we activate them. It's very simple. We can now use 2 copies of elemental ordnance, and combined with bountiful wells, we will generate 3 void elemental wells every time we get a grenade final blow. Next, we will use elemental armaments, which creates void elemental wells on void weapon kills. This also stacks with bountiful wells, giving us a chance to create 2 extra void wells anytime we get a void weapon kill. To round it out, we will take Font of Might, which grants a 25% void weapon damage boost for 10 seconds every time we pick up a well. We are basically raining void wells, so it's very easy to keep this up most of the time and benefits every single one of our weapons. So those are our main combat mods, but we have just a few more to add in to push the build further. In our helmet, we of course need to run Harmonic Siphon. This allows void weapon kills to generate orbs of light, which is essential for proccing Devour and keeping us alive, but we will also pair this with the new seasonal mod, Radiant Orbs. Radiant Orbs grants us Radiant whenever we pick up an Orb of Light, and it's normally a Solar 3.0 buff, but this mod allows us to tack on an easy 25% extra weapon damage on top of Font of Might, and yes, they do stack. I recommend using Ashes to Assets on your helmet, granting super energy with each grenade kill, giving us our Nova Bomb quicker. I also recommend using Grenade Kickstart on your arms for extra free grenade energy, but you might need to swap this out if you plan on using Overload Trace Rifle. Finally, on our legs, we want to use Innervation, which grants us grenade energy anytime we pick up an Orb of Power. Everything here revolves around getting our grenade back as close to instantly as possible, so we always have Handheld Supernova ready to go. Along those lines, for our stats, we will need to prioritize 100 Discipline for the fastest grenade cooldown, and then I highly recommend 100 Resilience for maximum damage resistance in all situations. This build will be great for the majority of content in the game, but if you're moving up into higher end nightfalls or dungeons, potentially a raid, there are a few tweaks we can make to keep the build functioning the same, but give us more sustained damage and utility. It's a very simple switch from Magnetic Grenade over to Vortex Grenade, and then we will drop Echo of Starvation for Echo of Undermining, which makes our Vortex Grenade weaken targets, and then we will also swap Echo of Persistence for Echo of Remnants to make our Vortex Grenade last longer. This will allow us to debuff enemies more frequently, have more sustained damage on beefier targets, and let us play safer behind cover. Use whatever heavy weapon suits your needs. Machine guns are great for ad clear and general content, and you might use a void linear fusion like the Threaded Needle when you need higher single target damage. Rocket launchers will work great as well, especially if your team is also running Gallarhorn. But that's going to do it for the build, guys. While last season was certainly Season of the Void, this build did get some great new functionality this season from the Repulsor Brace perk, as well as the resilience changes and some of the current seasonal mods. If you made it this far, leave a like down below for me and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.